Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, hit that thumbs up button, and if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel as you watch throughout the video. Before we jump into the recap, two announcements. First, the disclaimer, guys. Remember that we do not invest money for our subscribers here in the community. Not myself, not any of the other community members, including Marcelo, Crispy, Tim, all the other moderators that are here, Big Steve, Wrong Bet, none of us, right? None of us invest money for our subscribers. So be careful with fake accounts and impersonators pretending to be us. We will never ask for money. We will never ask for any sensitive or personal information. All right, keep that in mind. Remember, the live streams and the recaps are not an invitation to copy trade. There's a formal way of learning, which we'll talk about here in a quick sec. So do not blindly try to just copy trade. That is not how you do things, all right? Keep that in mind. Stay sharp out there. Start with a low amount of risk if you're new to the markets or if you're not consistent. Build and grow over time. It's not an overnight thing, all right? Second, the other announcement here is for Merciless Markets. For those of you who are looking for a formal way to learn how to trade, this is a go-to option. This is the day trading course that I have, and there are some huge announcements. First and foremost, big shout out to Tim, who is one of the moderators here in the community. He is now a part of the program. For those of you who are looking forward to seeing Tim's archives and his trading on a daily basis, you guys can feel free to check him out. Guys, Tim has been banking since July 1st and the trip to California. Tim has done 150,000 in just those 3 months since then. Tim has been on fire. $1,500 days, $2,500 days, 3, 4, 5, 6K days, back to back to back to back. He's a maniac. He's absolutely going crazy. If you guys want to check out his archives, feel free. And you don't have to be a gold or silver member to do so. You can check him out exclusively if you guys want to be on board with that. Be sure. All right. So besides that, quickly, we do have an update for gold and silver. So now silver has been updated to a crash course, all right? A crash course to where if you're a new person, you want to check out, what trading is, you're not really sure where to start, silver is a good option for you. Gold, on the other hand, will have two payment options where you can pay quarterly or, every 3 months or yearly, annually. And I keep saying, quarterly, every 3 months. I gotta say every 3 months. All right. And because Tim has now joined, you guys can use coupon code TIM for 40% off at checkout on all three of the options. All right. So guys, be sure to utilize those coupons. And we're very proud of what we're doing here with the classes. So let's move forward. Let's talk about today. Relentless, were you able to do a little bit better? We know you had a big 1.4K day red. Another big 1K day red back to back. How did you do today? Guys, I sized down. I did stick to my plan, but I will say the market has a way of messing with you. Today was the kind of day where if I approached the market like I did yesterday and the day before, I would have had a fantastic day. But today I came in with some adjustments and I decided to tamper back, ease off the first minute, take it easy. Look at the very first minute here. We're literally going to have the opening surge. So these type of things will happen, but when they do, it's important to keep composure and keep focus. Besides that, one thing that I think hindered me today was hesitation, and I believe just a little bit more, let's say fear, right? Hesitation and fear. Those were the two things that kind of got the better of me today. And, it's quite interesting that I was hesitating on this stock. And, part of this system that we have here requires us to be fearless and to be courageous. And that wasn't how I traded today. And so rightfully so, I'm not where I needed to be. And that's okay. So let's talk about the technicals, right? How did we actually do in terms of the momentum? All right. So first and foremost, we started off with an opening surge, a huge surge. This thing went from a low of 560 to a high of 642. From there, we resumed at 6. The resumption was a little tricky. We dipped, we ripped, but then we flushed out. It didn't really hold up well, and it came all the way down. And I kid you guys not, I thought this thing was finished, man. So from here to here, we actually got halted up again. I switched away to stock GROM, as this one, around the time of 35 was also moving. And this one wasn't bad either, but I got chopped out trying to buy some of these dips. You can see we had a high of 68 and a low here of 42. But we did ended up holding up well for a bounce back here to 57. But trying to watch both of them wasn't too good. Sometimes you gotta focus on one. That's what I tried to do here, but got a little chopped out on the opportunities. But all in all, this one wasn't bad. We ended up holding up these levels and pushed up. So around 40, at this point, I've switched back now to VSME as it started pushing. So this is around, let's say 40. Okay, we had the halt, and then we resumed right here. And so this continued to climb. So we pulled back. We had a low of 670. And from there, it was just steady and steady and steady. And you know what? I overcompensated. So I mentioned being a little fearful, right? Hesitating. This is where that's going to come into play. So as we're pushing up, in all of these areas, I'm thinking, you know what? The pullback is not big enough. This thing is going to keep ripping, right? The resumption was lower. It dipped and then ripped. And, in these baby pullbacks here, I'm like, you know what? Nah, it's going to do a bigger drop. I'm going to wait and then catch a bounce. But we never gave that bigger drop. And so, again, overcompensating for prior days, whilst I should be more in the moment, right? We have to trade today's momentum. We have to trade what we're seeing right now, not what happened yesterday, the day before. It's kind of crazy, right? I mean, as I mentioned, if I'm to be aggressive like I was those prior days, I'd have actually had an amazing day today. I'm pretty sure the day would have wiped out those last two losses, actually. But yeah, it's the thing with the market where, sometimes maybe you adjust a little too aggressively and then things kind of, so again, in the moment, accepting what is happening and taking control of that and doing it quickly, adjusting quickly, being a little bit better with the adjustments and not, being super long with the trend. Okay, yeah, the trend might be this, but if the trends change right now or in the middle of the day, we have to be able to adjust also to be able to push forward. So I do like that, we size down all in all. It's a step in the right direction. We are actively, making changes, which is the important thing. And tomorrow I think we'll be ready to go. I haven't watched over the entirety of the video, so I'm gonna do that tonight. But we'll be ready to go tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're gonna have an excellent day. So again, we halted, we opened up higher, flushed out, switched away, came back for the resumption. We opened up here a little lower. I believe, let's see, we got halted at 20. We opened up at 89. So it opened up lower and then curled up, which a little tricky there. And then from there, we pushed up higher and higher to a high of 819. And boy, oh boy, was this backside terrible. We did get a nice trade on this big wick going up, but we did miss the beginning of the sequence, buying a low down here or down here. And I had the urge to buy this low, but was not as aggressive as I needed to be to get the move up. And the backside here was absolutely awful, man. I mean, this is why we have to respect our stops ultimately. This is why we have to cut out of the trade when it's not going in our favor. I mean, just absolutely, 75% drawdown here. I mean, here's the bounce, right? This is the bounce that finally came. 30% bounce. Honestly, not too bad, but let's see, low of 82, high of 365. So the bounce finally came. I mean, again, guys, you got to cut the trades if it's not working. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. But we're trending in the right direction. We had a huge red day, down 14, then down 1K. We're now down 160. Next step is green, and then we'll build into the green, and then we're going to be dominating. So, quick recap here, just for the sake of transparency, also mentioning the updates. I don't want you guys to think that, hey, Relentless is red, so he's not going to post or anything like that. just a little bit of a later day. I actually attempted to do the recap at 3:30, but I had some technical issues. So here I am now at 6. I'm back in the crib, back in the house, getting the recap done, baby. So guys, hit that thumbs up. Just a quick recap here, just to let you guys know how I did today. We're down 160, which will actually be in the thumbnail, down 160. So we'll be back tomorrow. Looking forward to another beautiful day. All right, guys, stay safe, stay green. I am signing out.